Back at you with another giant bugger. Yeah, this one's the Playmates Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire giant Mothra. Nice. Never expected to see this in my local Target. I can't believe it was there, you know? And it was there at like the smallest Target too, you know? That usually won't have like some of the rare ones, but I was surprised to see it there. And very cool to basically now complete, I guess, the giant set. I don't know if they're going to make any more, but I do have Godzilla, Kong, Shimo, and Scar King. So it's nice to add Mothra to the giant set. But same box, blues and pinks, crystals, Godzilla and Kong on the front. Crystals on one side, Godzilla and Kong on the other. Then we're going to have a really wild design on the back here. And we're going to have we're going to have Mothra written in blue. We're going to have a picture of the figure here. We're going to have the normal write-up of Godzilla and Kong, and no real write-up for Mothra here. Well, that's kind of strange, but I guess Mothra's so well known she doesn't need a write-up, you know. And you're also going to get a stand with this, you could see here, that comes with it. So I'm sure you're going to need that to pose Mothra. You usually do. Kind of nice that they provided one. So, yeah, Playmates Giant Mothra. Let's dig into her. Okay, Playmates Giant Mothra. And she looks great. You know, the stand is really nice. It snaps in right about there. And it gives you, you know, some mobility. Like you could tilt it forward or backwards. So that's kind of cool. And, you know, depending upon the position of the wings is how far back you could tilt it. You know, because he's going to fall over if you have the wings all the way back and you tilt it all the way back. So that's lesson number one when you're posing this thing. But really, really looks nice. Of course, you know, this is very similar to the 6-inch Mothra from the Titan pack in functionality. It has, you know, the wings are stickers basically, but that's fine because they look very, very nice. The color is popping out on them. And it looks really, really good. It looks just about the same as the 6-inch figure with the same articulation. The wings are going to move basically back and forth and up and down. So you know, you could put the wings in several different positions, and you're going to get some articulation on the legs as well. I'm going to put this thing into a few different poses so you can see what you could do with it. But the look of it is pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, Mothra is one of the like the limited figures in what it could do. You know what I mean? Any version of Mothra. It's just, you know, there's several different poses of it. Mothra needs to be on a stand. But the looks of this thing overall is pretty cool. It would be nice. It would have been nice if maybe they depicted some fur on the body, because she was kind of furry in GXK. But you know, she was this color, so that's cool. And it's a really nice figure. You know, like I'm happy to get it so I could have all of the figures in the giant set from this line. And yeah, it's just a nice addition. Giant Mothra, pretty cool. All right, let's pose her. Let's see what you could do with her. Okay, yeah, so you could have the wings, you know, bent upwards like that, which is really nice. She's like a nice kind of like light brown with a little bit of black paint on the back and on the top of her head. The eyes are done in a nice blue. They're okay. And you're going to have basically her stingers are done with a nice black to them. Of course, if you're going to put her wings up like that, you're going to have to lean her all the way forward on the stand. So, you know, to just support the weight. And that's pretty cool. You can have the wings all the way down like this to really make it look like she's flying. That's cool. Yeah. And I just have her straight on the stand for a pose like that. That's nice. Okay, now you could have her with her wings all the way flat like that, out forward like she's about to land. You could put her legs down like that, you know, so you could like have her prepared for a landing. Put her front claws all the way up. The two in the middle don't move, but these two and the legs have articulation where you can move them forwards and backwards. So you could have her legs down and her arms up and her wings out like she's, you know, coming to like a landing position. And that looks quite nice. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Something else to note is that you can, you know, put this thing sideways on the stand. So you could have Mothra look like she's swooping in and turning to the side, which is really cool too. That's a great function. You know, this thing moves like that, so you can have her basically swooping to either side. Very, very cool that is. Hell yeah. All right, so she landed. And you can have her in a nice standing position. She does stand on her own. And you could basically put her back feet down and her front claws down and get her into a nice standing position so you can make it look like she landed. That's very, very cool. Happy to see that it could stand on its own without the stand. That's a nice touch. And you could get her also into a standing position with her wings all the way up. And these leaning forward. Awesome. That looks really good. All right. So you could do a little more with her than I even thought. You know what I mean? I mean, there's only so many ways you could pose Mothra. You know what I'm saying? But you have several options on how to pose her with the functionality of her both sets of wings, the legs, and the front claws. And she does stand on her own. And that's very, very nice. All right, now I just want to show you how it compares to the 6-inch figure. And it's virtually the same figure. The wings basically function the same. Only thing you're going to get is you're not going to get the black paint on the head and back like you do on the bigger one. The front and back legs are not articulated on the little guy. But as far as the look of it, it's virtually the same. All right, this may be the greatest 3-man tag since the Freebirds or the Shield. You know? But, yeah, so Mothra basically broke up the fight in Egypt between Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla didn't really understand what Kong was coming up there just to ask him for help, you know? And he was like about to kill Kong with his atomic breath. And Mothra basically hit him with her light beam and knocked Godzilla on his fucking ass, man, you know? Yeah, super powerful version of Mothra right here. Okay, and here's how Mothra scales with the other giant figures in the set, which is really cool. Mothra was an important part of this movie. This was probably like the strongest, most badass iteration of Mothra that we may have seen on screen. Like, she was really like, first of all, she knocked Godzilla on his ass. with a blast when she broke up the fight between him and Kong. She she knocked Shimo's beam out of the sky when Shimo tried to freeze Godzilla. She hit her with the light, like, that's really powerful right there. Like, she just knocked Godzilla off his feet and stopped Shimu's ice breath. Like, that's massive power for a kaiju right there. So this was like a really, really powerful version of Mothra. She was webbing up apes. She was just not only a powerful but a very intelligent Mothra, as she saved them in the heave. And she was flying with Gia, so and communicating with Godzilla to help Kong. Yeah, this was a very, very important version of Mothra, a strong version of Mothra, a smart version of Mothra. You know what I mean? And a very, very important part of this movie. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. I really, love this stand. There's a lot that you could do with it. You could really, pose Mothra in several different poses. You could put it from the side. You could put it front to back. Excellent, And that looks so cool. Look at that pose. That's fantastic, The one big negative about this figure is the fact that the wings are stickers. There's stickers on the wings. Even though they look great, the color is great. You could see the indentations here, these circular indentations on the lower wings from whatever's underneath it. And, that's the part I don't like about it, but you got to take extra good care of this thing because they're stickers. So, but it's pretty cool. You can pose them a bunch of different ways, and the stand is actually great. Sometimes you don't get a stand this good for an SH Monsteros figure, so I like the design of the stand, and how you could pose Mothra on it. Anyway, go out there if you like this, get you some Mothra, and peace out. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back at you with another one. Peace.